All right. Welcome, everybody, to another Hobby CNC with Dave. I'm going to say real quick, right off the rip, because we've had some issues uh, the past few streams with, like last week, for some reason, YouTube just quit the whole broadcast. We went like 40 minutes uh, until we stopped and restarted a second stream. And then the next day, when I went back to EVMux, I was able to download that full 40 minutes. So I don't think the problem is with EVMux. I think it was a YouTube problem. But at any rate, what I'm saying right now, quickly before something happens tonight, should YouTube kill the stream and stop working? We see people disappear over there, or whatever. We'll probably stop the stream and hit go live again. Of course, that means a whole new link, a different link and all that. So if you want to watch, you just have to go. It'll still be on my YouTube channel, so it'll still be there. But you just have to find us, and we'll see how it goes. But hopefully, we won't have any trouble tonight. Um, we had a interesting little snafu about quarter till 8, I guess it was. I was talking to Ryan and Paul, and all of a sudden it went dark, and I heard a boom. I think there was a transformer that blew up down the road or something, and of course that shut everything off here. And then when it started booting back up, Windows decided it was time to do updates and all that good stuff. So, but anyway, we're here. I don't know for how long, or or anything like that, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Fight the good fight.
Yeah, we will. We'll give it a try. All right, Mr. Paul, what's up with you?
Not a whole lot. I've been messing with my 3D printer trying to get it to work, but I keep getting a jam in my filament, so I'll have to mess with that later. But
Uh
I'm printing something for somebody else, so I'm not really in that much of a hurry.
Yeah.
But that's about all I've been doing.
All right. Well, I hope you get your jam situation taken care of.
It's always something, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. All right, Mr. Ballard, what news have you?
Oh well, it's Christmas lights all the time, every day, all day, and I'm ready to take a nap.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Where
Um, how is Mr. Rex doing?
Rex is doing pretty good. So yeah, we had a new addition to the household over the weekend. Um, a new pup, and he is a pup. He's trying to housebreak him and all that good stuff, but he's going to be pretty fun, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, good. I saw from the pictures you posted. I think it was on Facebook the other day. It looks like he and Sage are getting along fine.
yeah. Sage is enjoying him, I think. She lets him jump all over her, and she does the dog thing where they go like that at each other and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And so I think she's really excited to have somebody of her kind there here in the house, and and all that. So she's and when she you can tell when she has enough of him, like she needs a little bit of a break because she jumps up onto our bed, and because he can't quite figure that out yet.
Oh,
So,
okay.
he
Yeah,
can put his balls up there, but she'll just go and like lay right in the middle.
yeah,
All right, break. Yeah,
yeah. That's
so
funny.
yeah, um, I think he's going to be a joy to have. I think we take him to the vet in the next couple of days, um, to check them out and all that good stuff. But, where is
Oh yeah.
there they are, hanging out in the bed, the dog beds, and, all that good stuff. So good little pup. Um,
Yeah, that's a good deal.
yeah, yeah. So it was kind of funny. My wife said that. I was, of course, I was out doing Christmas lights and all that on Saturday, and she gets we work with a rescue that is from Texas. Well, they bring the dogs up from Texas, uh, and, uh, um, and have them up here, and they mainly do German shepherds. And so this was a mama um, German shepherd that was abandoned in a car, and she was pregnant. So right after they got her into the rescue, she had 9 puppies.
Mm.
And so this is Rex is one of the puppies, or male one is what they referred to him as.
Oh, male one. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so they had to transport them all up this way, and wow, what a cluster that turned out to be. You know, she gets a call on Saturday, and it was like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna. Can you meet us in an hour away or whatever to get the dog?" And she was like, "Yeah, okay, no problem, whatever." They were supposed to bring it to the house, but then that changed. And then so she gets down, she's waiting for them to show up, and it's 2 Spanish guys in the white van, and the guy just rolls down the window and hands Rex out the window and then rolls out.
Short and sweet, huh?
Yeah,
Guess he wasn't attached yet.
yeah, kind of crazy.
Oh.
But,
Well, I guess he handed you the right one,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It's definitely the right one. So
Okay.
yeah,
Mm.
pretty funny.
Wow.
But yep. So now we got Rex here in the house, and it's been pretty good so far.
All righty. Mr. Gare says, did you see Home Depot is selling 3D printers and filament now?
I did not know that.
I
Interesting.
did not know that either. Is that only online through their website or actually at the physical store? And if so, what a certain brand or a little bit of everything, I wonder.
I might have to take a trip to Home Depot tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not one, I used to go to Home Depot pretty regular because I was always going over there to get uh, sheets of birch plywood for the Gatton CNC kits. But since I quit doing those, I very rarely go to Home Depot because, well, here's the thing: Home Depot and Lowe's both are over there by Interstate 75, but they're not at the same exit. Well, the exit that Home Depot's at, that's the exit where there's strip malls and restaurants and all kinds of stuff. Uh, in fact, Home Depot's kind of right there beside a big, huge strip mall where there's Michaels and all kinds of different things. So it's a lot harder to get in and out of now because they were the one. I had to go there to get the certain grade of plywood I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I would always go. Uh, but now, if I need any material, uh, it's so much quicker to go to Lowe's and get in and out because it's at the next exit down, and there's a few restaurants and stuff, but it's not as busy as where the Home Depot is. So, but okay, Russ says so far online off-brand but resin printers look like Elegoo. Okay. Well, something else that's for sale, I guess, at Home Depots that I had no idea of until I started getting into the golf cart thing. Thanks a lot, Ryan.
He's all right.
But I guess they sell. I want to say it's the Candy brand, Kandy or something of.
Yeah, it's either Candy or Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman, I think is the other one. And I had no idea you could go to Home Depot and get you a golf cart, a Chinese one anyway.
Yeah, the big issue with those is that getting parts or somebody to work on it. Like if you have a warranty problem or something like that, there's nobody at Home Depot that's working on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
trying to get somebody to work on those brands is pretty tough from everything
yeah.
I do.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, I'm now a member of several different Facebook groups about golf carts. And pretty much in all of them, when some newbie comes on there and says, "Hey, what do y'all think about this?" and they rattle off some Chinesium brand golf cart thing, everybody's always like, "Oh no, if you hadn't already spent the money, you know, turn and
Right.
run away. Get you one of the big three, Easy Go, Club Car, or Yamaha, and forget those things because they're just." If you're lucky enough to get one that works well, you're okay. But if there's any, and a lot of the things, from what I understand, some of the Home Depots that sell them, they set outside,
Yeah.
you know, chained up like their lawn, like their riding mowers and stuff, and so they might be they might be out there for months before somebody comes along and buys it, and then by then the sun's baked the film onto the windshield and people can't get the residue off the windshield. I guess there's all kinds of issues with them, but and then
Sometimes
of
you
course
can
every
get
little kid that comes along going in Home Depot hops on them and starts jerking levers and stuff around. So, but but yeah, that's the ones to avoid from what I can understand.
you know what though, there's some I get it, but there's really not a whole lot to go wrong with them. Golf carts in general. And if you like ours is a evolution cart, my wife's cart, not the five of the ones that I have that are in pieces, but the full complete one that my wife has. It's from a company called Evolution, and
Yeah, I've heard of those as well.
they're a Chinese cart, but they're assembled here in the United States, like in Florida or something like that. And it's a really nice cart. Like it's got anything you might want on it. It's got a reverse camera. I mean, it's stupid. All the stuff that it's got on there. I'm not really ecstatic about the battery that's in it, but as far as the rest of it's concerned, it's a solid cart. So, but you know, whatever. You know, sometimes you can get the Coleman or the Candy ones. Like somebody will buy it and then return it, and then they mark it down from like 9,000 down to like 4,500. And at 4,500 bucks, that's a steal.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, I about 5 or 6 weeks ago, the only thing I knew about golf carts was that I used to ride in them when I used to play golf as a young man. Uh, I really didn't know anything, but now and it's been I think 5 weeks today since I picked those two Easy Goes up, and over countless hours of watching YouTube videos, and more in particular working on the one I've been working on, there's not a whole lot to them.
no,
And as long as the parts you need aren't the ones that are kind of specific to those, like maybe an axle or something like that, anything else you can make it work.
hmm
Just like the AC system that I put in there, that would work with any of them. Because you're basically ripping out all the old junk and starting from scratch with the battery and the
oh yeah,
controller and the motor and all that. So
Do they all pretty much use the same? If it's electric, use the same electric motor, and if it's gas, use the same gas motor.
Well, there's a lot of different motors you can get.
Yeah.
You know, you can take your stock motor and send it off to a place, and they tear into it, and I don't know, do some kind of stuff to it, but it'll be about 20 or 30% quicker, and 20% more torque and stuff like that. But just if you just go with a full AC system, and there's several people, I've used Eco Battery, but there's other ones that have the same kind of thing. And as long as you got, it's kind of like a CNC machine in a way. So many people will buy a CNC machine and go, well, I wished I hadn't bought this one because it's proprietary and it runs off this. It doesn't matter. A CNC machine is just a physical
Yeah.
mechanical machine. You can run it with whatever. If you don't like the software, or because it's proprietary or something like that, you don't have to run their stuff. You could get a different controller, you could build your own, or you could, as long as the mechanical components all work the same, and they pretty much do on CNCs, uh, you can pretty much run it with whatever you want. Uh, so that wouldn't be a problem.
Looks like Russ sent you a link to it.
Okay, I turned my email off, or I shouldn't say I turned it off. When the computer power went out, I didn't open it back up, but I'll open it real. There it goes. Let's see if I get a. Yeah, there it is. Home Depot 3D printer. All right, let me share my screen, and we'll show this. Oh, they've got some. They've got some weird names I've never even heard of. Let me share my screen. See if anybody's heard of these brands here. All right, see the filament.
Yeah, that looks like Elegoo stuff.
Yeah, see
Well,
it's
Welco.
Wilco. I can't even pronounce some of these, and even these 3D printers here. Look at these brand names here. Look. See, I can't even say it.
That's a bamboo A1 Mini. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, isn't it?
exactly what that is. At $634. Holy cow!
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and the filament isn't any bargain.
Yeah. Look at this filament. Mm.
Wow. 2 kilograms for $60.
Yeah, that's a little on the pricey side, I'd say.
I know where I'm not going.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I don't know where they come up with these names for this stuff. That is crazy.
Oh, you can get the heavy duty 3D printer table. Ooh, that looks like it won't shake itself to death.
And all of these things are, yeah, all of them look pretty pricey to me.
They do.
Well, I know, I won't be going anywhere for my 3D printing needs. Won't be going to Home Depot for that, I guess. Yeah, that's
Al said
some
one of
brand
them
you never
said
even heard of,
Creality.
and they're asking about 50% more. So
Al said one of them said Creality on it.
That's what it. I was wondering if that's what it said, because that's what it kind of looked like. But
Yeah.
oh, okay.
so they're using the pictures from the real ones.
Yeah.
makes you almost want to order one just to see what it's.
Just so you can return it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all righty. Well, I guess we're still going over there on YouTube.
Yeah.
If we're still getting comments,
Yeah. Al said he went back and looked, and yeah, it does say Creality on the one,
okay.
although it doesn't list it as a Creality.
I
Yeah.
special ordered something from Home Depot one. Well, not special ordered. I ordered it online. Something from Home Depot one time. And it was something they don't carry in their store, at least the store around me. And it ended up I didn't like it, or it was defective or something. And I took it back. And they would not refund me the money that I spent on it. I had to take a store credit,
Huh.
Mm.
which is kind of a rotten deal when you think about it. You know, if
Yeah.
if they don't stock it, what good's the store credit going to do me?
Yeah. 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 I don't like those kind of deals. If you paid money for it, you should get money back. Not
Exactly, exactly.
that's yeah, that kind of sucks. But well, um, I have been editing a video today.
You have been.
Woohoo!
Not a CNC video, although I did do, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes worth of CNC work yesterday.
Nice.
Wasn't anything to write home about, but you know, it's just like we talk about all the time. Sometimes you have a little need for something, and a 3D printer can knock it out. Well, kind of the same thing with this. I'm trying to, at least for now, I'll end up buying new seats for that golf cart, but I'm trying to go ahead and use one of the seats, and it's not terrible shape. Well, I take that back. It is it's in terrible shape, but I bought seat covers. I bought some nice seat covers, so you put seat cover on it and it looks good. But the problem is they have those little metal hinge things that that screw to the front of them. Well, the bottom of these things, and it's like half-inch plywood, and of course that plywood is, well, it's a 2007 golf cart, so it's probably 18 years old, and there's three screws that hold each one of those little hinge plates to the front of the seat of the under the golf cart, under the seat. Well, they've rotten, so they won't even hold the screw. So I took some, I think it was like 3/8 plywood, and just made like a little thing, and put some smaller holes, so that now when I glued that to the spot um, where the other plate used to go. I glued that little piece of plywood on there, and now I've got a little bit of meat to hold, to hold the screw. And so far, it's working, but it's just a temporary fix. But yeah, so I did about 20 minutes, I guess, worth of CNC work. A Masso's still kicking ass. I'm
There you
telling
go.
you, I love that thing. Absolutely love that thing. Um, but yeah, and now that I'm this video that I'm editing, it's kind of going to be. It probably won't be the last thing I do for golf carts, because I still got that other one over there that I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. But this one's going to kind of wrap up this build. I'm considering it done. There's really just one thing that I was going to get. One more thing that I was going to get for it. and they didn't have the one I wanted in stock, or at least they never really said they were out of stock, but the delivery on Amazon was like December 10th to January 5th or something like that. And I'm like, well, I'm not even going to buy it unless I know you got them where you can get them. But anyway, that's a brush guard. I was going to get a brush guard for the front of it. Not that I need one, but you know,
Looks cool.
the coolness factor. Uh, so, and some of those, I mean, there's a lot of them that I could get on there and order and have it probably tomorrow. But good gosh, some of them are like, you know, $300 or something. And that just seems like a lot to me for a little bit of tubing and stuff. Uh, and the one I was going to get was, I think it was a little under 200, I think, for it. But anyway, I guess I'll hold off on that and see if they, they come back in stock or the shipping times get better on Amazon. And then the other thing is I don't have the um, seat cover kit I bought has, for the main seat, the the main seat back, and then the rear seat back and rear seat, which I don't have those. Um, the only other ones I have are in shambles. They're even worse shape than the ones I'm trying to use. But I'm not sure I'm going to put a rear seat on it. I think Jack tried to get up there on the seat with me, and he's a big boy, and he's just not comfortable. There's just not that thing's just not quite wide enough, and it's slick and stuff like that. So I've got that thing. It's like I'm sure it's probably some kind of plywood, but it's got like that black. I don't know whether it's melamine or what it is, but it's some kind of stuff, a textured surface. And then it's got the two pieces where it folds down and you got like a pretty good little bed there. So I think I'm going to get either some carpeting or maybe some fatigue mats that are thick rubber or something where when Jack got up there, he can feel comfortable like he's not going to slide off. And I think that's going to be where he rides. I don't think he's going to be able to ride shotgun.
Now is he still under the roof, or are you going to have him out in the weather?
No, I'm running the extended roof.
Oh, okay.
I was going to switch it with the other cart because it had the shorter roof on it, but I decided against it. I went ahead and cleaned up that other roof last weekend and painted it. It's all installed. I'm like I said, I'm basically done other than the brush guard. I've been doing some testing, running it down the street and all, and I'm sure my neighbors are going, "What in the heck is that crazy old man doing?" but but yeah, it's
Is there room for Jack to sit on the floor on the passenger side?
well, he could,
I've
but
seen some people do little platform on that side, so that they have like half the seat and the like a
Yeah, all the way
cushion.
up to the dash.
Yeah.
well, I guess I could, but I think what I'm going to do, and this is, I spoil my dog so bad, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm either going to, well, I'm probably going to build one, but to start with, I'm probably going to, I've got a bunch of 8 by 16 blocks, concrete blocks, and I'm going to stack them up and I'm going to make some steps. And then I'm going to get where I can just back up to those steps with that thing flipped down, and he can come up and get on there and we go riding. And when I come back, he can either jump off or, because he usually don't have a problem getting down. It's getting up.
Yeah.
Because like I said, he's a big boy.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's gravity works against all of us big
yeah,
fellas.
his butt's probably the heaviest part of him, I guess. Uh, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But like right now, I wouldn't dare try to go down the road with him back there now because I don't have anything, and it's so slick. It's like like I said, it's almost like plywood with textured melamine or something on. I don't know what that stuff is, but it's really slick. So I'm going to get uh, probably a rubber like thick fatigue mat of some kind, and then cut it to fit on there and fasten it some way so it don't slide off. But then he can ride. I think he'll be a lot more comfortable riding back there um, than trying to ride shotgun with me. But anywho, that's what I got going on tonight. You know, I had. If you saw the thumbnail, I was going to talk about choosing your first CNC router. Several years ago, I wrote something. In fact, it's still pinned to the top of the Gatton CNC Facebook group, and I think it's probably also pinned to the GarageWorks CNC Facebook group. But I wrote just my thoughts about some of the really, it's like three things you should really consider uh, when you're brand new and you're thinking you're wanting to get a CNC. But and they're really pretty simple, and it all came about. What made me write that little article like was uh, and you still see it today. That's why it's still relevant. We'll talk about it again tonight. Is how many times have you been in any kind of CNC group? It doesn't matter whether it's a specific brand, uh, like Alt Mill or Long Mill or Onefinity or any of those Facebook groups, or it might just be the CNC for Beginners Facebook group or a generic uh, CNC Facebook group of some kind. But you always get these people, and it still happens. I still see it all the time. Somebody will come in there and go, "Hey, I'm new to the group, and I'm brand new, and I don't even know how to spell CNC, but I'm wanting to get one. What should I get?" And immediately the comments just get bombarded by, "Oh, well, I got this, and you should get this," and uh, or they might say, "Well, I had one of those and it sucks, so don't get that." And and immediately here this brand new person is getting a bunch of bad information because they're basically just getting whatever somebody else has. I got this and I love it. It's the best ever, and their customer support's the best, and yada 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 yada. But really, they're throwing all that stuff out there at the new guy, and none of them ever ask the new guy questions. And there's really like three questions that I believe are really important when you're getting ready to get your first CNC. Um, the very first one: what do you want to do with it? What's your plan? What do you want to make with it? Are you making something already with a scroll saw, or cutting something out on a bandsaw or whatever, and you kind of want to automate it, or are you just wanting to do it because it's cool, and you just want to see what all the fuss is about? Are you planning on starting a business with it, and hope to grow into something big with that? Or is it just for you, like Paul there? He's got one. He's just a hobbyist, makes stuff for family and friends and stuff like that. There's so many variables there. But like I say, all those people that are recommending whatever brand they have, they don't even know what that person wants to do with it. So that should be the first question that the newbie asks themselves. Like, well, what do I want to do with that? And maybe they don't know for sure because maybe they don't even know what they can do. But yeah, they should start thinking about, am I wanting to do this because I want to automate something I'm already making, or do I have an idea of something that I could make? And if that's the case, you should probably check because there's probably 40, 11 different other people doing the same thing already.
Oh yeah.
So, uh, but anyway, that's always been number one on my list. Figure out what you want to do with a CNC, and then that will kind of narrow down your your choices. Although, basically, let's face it, CNCs all do the same thing. Just some of them do it faster and maybe more accurate than others. But they can pretty much all do the same thing. Of course, the second one, which I think is super important too, and most people don't give two thoughts about, is how much of your shop space are you willing to commit to this? Because you look online and you see one that says it's a like my old Avid that I had.
Yeah.
It's a 4x4. Okay, 48x48. Well, no, that's not how much room the thing actually takes. It's more like 6x6 by the time you figure out all the stuff hanging off of it and the dead space and all that. So,
Not even to mention the amount of room, like just to get around to the sides, because you're not
yeah, to be able to get you
working on
yeah,
it.
you don't want to push it in a corner where you can't get to a side or something. You might. It's okay if you have it against a back wall because you can always pull it out if you're gonna do some tiling or something. But you definitely don't want to put it in a corner where you got it up against the one of the sides. So that's and of course, again, the comment, and I'm speaking from experience here because I've seen a million people do it when they got the Gatton CNC. It's like, oh heck, these lead screws are 6 foot. I'm gonna leave them 6 foot. We're gonna make a big old son of a gun. And then you see them shoot a YouTube video or something, and they're using that first
Yeah.
maybe 2 feet by 2 feet, probably less than that. And then they got crap stacked all over the other part. So Paul's guilty right there. So he's fessing up.
That's why on my machine I always have it home to the back. That way you can't have crap all over it because it'll knock it over.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Good point. So yeah, that's the number two on my list. And of course the third uh, would be, what is your budget? And in fact, I think, let's see, when I opened up that email a while ago, I covered up that stuff here.
I could insert something here that no matter what your budget is, the budget should include all the extra stuff you got to buy to run that thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, in the article that I wrote here, I don't just say what is your budget. I says what is your realistic budget? Because like you said, it's kind of like any kind of woodworking tool. You buy a lathe and you think, oh man, I got a good deal on this lathe. It's on sale or what, but it's all the other stuff. It's the lathe tools and,
Hmm.
all that other stuff that you're constantly spending money from now on with stuff like that. Well, it's kind of the same way with the CNC. You've got consumables. Bits aren't going to last forever. Even Cody's bits are going to wear out. You run them long enough, or you break them, like I do sometimes. But yeah, so budget is another consideration, and that's what I mean when the newbies in that Facebook group and they're saying, "Hey, what should I get?" People don't say, well, how much money you got or how much you gonna spend. They just start rattling off these, you know, $10,000, $12,000 machines, and the guy might be just thinking like, oh well, I got $500 to my name. Can I get anything for that? So, but those have always been the three biggies for me. Now, of course, there's more than those three, as I'm sure you guys can probably think of some. But I've always thought that those are the three most important. Figure out what you want to do with it. How much room do you have? That will help determine what size you can fit in your shop. And then, of course, it all comes down to dollars and cents in the end. So, um, how many people? Well, of course, we don't have a whole lot of folks out there in the chat, but is there anybody out there in the chat that has bought a machine? It doesn't just have to be a CNC; it could be 3D printer or any kind of tool. How many have bought something and then regretted that decision later because they didn't buy one bigger, or maybe they bought one that they thought, they went big and then they go, oh, well, I really didn't need that one this big. I could have got by smaller. There's probably some folks out there that have, it's kind of like your eyes are bigger than your stomach. You think, oh, I got big plans and I'm going to do this. And then they spend a lot of money and get something and didn't really need to do that.
Can we include ex-wives in that?
Yeah, he probably could.
That was not the greatest purchase I made.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah. See, here's Wade. He says he bought a $8,000 flap sander and never used it. Yeah, I mean, there are some. I've got lots of tools that I've got some tools I bought, and much as I hate to say it, they're still in the box. I've never even used them. So, when I say I haven't never used it, I mean I never used it. It hadn't even got made it out of the box on some things. I bought give you a good example. Um, I bought a
DJ,
box joint jig
oh,
from Incra, I think
yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
and they're not real cheap, and it's still in the box back around
That's
there
a
in the
good
shop.
jig. That's a good jig too.
Yeah, yeah. I probably should get the box off, dust it off, put it on Facebook Marketplace like I'm doing some of this other stuff. But yeah, and another thing I've got, it's sitting here in the house. I bought it wasn't a real expensive one, but still, it's still in the box. I think the box is open. I probably did pull it out and look at it, but I've never have used it. And that's a airbrush
Oh, yeah, yeah.
thing. I got one of those. never, never had paint in it. Never used it. It's even got a bottle of the stuff you use to put in it to clean it.
Uh-huh.
An open bottle of that sitting on top of the box with the rest of it. So that's just a couple of things, but yeah, that's why that's why I felt like I needed to sell that Avid um, back beginning of the year in February, I guess, when I sold that to Melinda's, because I thought, man, that's a really nice machine and somebody ought to be running it. I mean,
Wade has a diode laser hanging on the wall that engraved 4 bottle openers.
yeah, that's almost as bad as this. Of course, I didn't buy this. This one was sent to me for a video review, but that's that 22-watt Creality Falcon 2 Pro, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I can probably count the number of times I've used it on one hand. But I didn't buy that was sent to me. So, but yeah, if you don't use it, might as well get rid of it and give it to somebody who will. But
Good stuff.
let's see. Big Al says he spoils his dog too. Yeah, well, they're meant to be spoiled.
Heck yeah.
They're
not around long enough to not spoil them.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm proud to say, I keep talking about how big Jack is, and he is big. But I will say that since we have been walking every weekday since September 29th, when we started going over to the park and walking just a quick lap around the trail and walking up that big hill, and then coming back home. But since we have been doing that, Big Jack is not as big as he used to be.
Yeah. Good.
When I first got him, I've got him one of these harness things, and I think it's cool looking. It's camo, and then it's got you could get these patches. You know, some of them would get him, say service dog or whatever. The one I got for him says best friend on it, so he's got those two patches on it. And when I first got that thing off of Amazon, it's an extra large, biggest one I could find on Amazon. And when he first got that thing, I had to let the stuff all the way out to the very end. And then I could barely, he'd have to suck it in so I could get it to flip. And I know he was uncomfortable in it. Well, he's been on kind of a dad imposed diet because I could just quit putting as much stuff in his bowl. I'm like, he could just look at me and be hungry because I got to get him quit eating so much. So when we started this walking thing, I went to put that harness on him, and I'm thinking, wow, I guess the diet thing is helping a little because he's small. You know, it's hard for me to see because I don't see him I see him every day. Um, but yeah, so I had to cinch the harness up a little bit, and then of course, we've been walking now for well over a month, and I noticed it was starting to get a little slack again. So he's and my neighbor, of course, I see Jack every day, but he only sees him every once in a while when he happens to walk outside. He even commented one time. He goes, "Man," he goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing to Jack? Are you starving him?" Because it was noticeable to them that he's losing some weight. Now, me on the other hand, I think I've lost 4 pounds, which is good, but I'm sure Jack's probably lost way more than that. But yeah. So
Puppy
anywho, that's
Yeah. So, speaking of CNC stuff, did you see any of the CNC lab stuff that they put out within the last day?
I have no. I've been so busy doing some other stuff. I haven't seen any of their stuff. They got
They put out a couple of videos about the new tool changer that they have, and then they like in the last couple of days or whatever, they also did like a couple deeper dives into the 4x8.
okay. Do you happen to know what they're asking for their ATC?
I don't. I want to say it was supposed to. They were saying that it was looking like it was going to be about $2,500.
Okay,
Ooh,
I'm thinking that too. Although I'd have to look it up to check. But I noticed I saw somebody again in one of the Facebook groups, and they were complaining about the cost of the ATC that CNC Labs is coming out with, and somebody else was kind of quick to point out, like, well, you know, yeah, it's more than a rapid ATC, but it's based on the proven technology, the old school pneumatic type stuff. And when you look at it in that sense, it's way cheaper than somebody else we know that's
Yeah,
selling those. So
it's the automatic tool changer. It's between 2590 and 3340.
now, how many uh, tools is that? And does it come with the tool holders or?
I think you can buy all that stuff separately too. Um, but they have 6 and 12 tool rack options. Uh, but the one thing that I thought was really cool about it is that it can run on pretty much any air compressor. I think they even mentioned in the one video that they were running it on a gallon and a half air compressor.
Wow.
So, and it was fine. But it's like the whole spindle and everything. So it's not just the tool changing part. You're actually getting the spindle with it, the tool racks, and all that stuff.
Okay. Let me, since we're talking about that,
Let's see here.
let me just go to their page and we'll take a look at it real quick.
Wade says the 2.2 kilowatt on eBay is $2,500.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Let me share my screen again. We'll
The
all look.
downside is that they're only compatible with the alt mills.
Um, okay. Now, why do you say that?
That's what it says. It says our ATC spindle kits are compatible with alt mill CNCs. Are only compatible with alt mill CNCs.
Well, here's the thing. You remember how I was talking earlier about how a CNC, it's just a mechanical machine. So
Yeah.
you can pretty much run it if you got the know-how to change it.
Yeah.
I would guess that anybody that was a little, pretty good at DIY engineering could probably get one of these and get it to work with anything.
Yeah. Most likely.
But I
Pre-orders are
guess
now
what they're
open.
saying,
Expected
people,
delivery date late February, early March.
yeah, 2590 to 3340 is what it says here.
Yeah. So that's the whole kit.
So, all right. Well, yeah. Well, I think if I remember right, the one that PWN was selling, I think it was around 3,700 or something like that, wasn't it?
Let's find out.
I know it was. It was pretty dadgum pricey. But again, that's proven technology using the pneumatic thing with the spindle and it grips it, and
Yeah.
none of
30,
the
35,
little spinny stuff that the other one's doing. They've been making tool changers like this for who knows how long.
Yeah. The PWN one is $35.41 right now. You're saving $159. Usually
That's with the spindle and everything.
that's what it looks like from their computer generated images.
Off
And
their photo renderings. Okay.
I knew that would get Dave.
Yeah, they don't have any of them to take a picture of. So anyway,
That's a lot of money to slap down a for like the way I use my CNC, which is strictly a hobby, play
oh yeah.
around
Well,
with it.
for me too,
It's
Paul.
just
It wouldn't make any sense at all for me to spend that kind of money. And I've even since, there for a while, I thought, well, I wouldn't want to spend 3,500 for one of those, but maybe for 5, 6, 7, 800 bucks, it might be fun to play with one of the rapid things. But I've since talked myself out of those too. I don't think those are going to be around forever. I think they'll go away. It's just my thoughts. I just don't see it being a real hanger on, or not with
I
not with
mean,
companies
they're
coming
onto
out
something
with these.
there.
What's that?
I think they're on to something. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't messed with one to find out really, but like,
I know I've seen a ton of videos, and they, the person doing the video say, "Man, I've done it like 400 changes in a row, and it's never messed up and all that and stuff." But there's still even if it messes up once in 1,000, that's still probably more than the other one's going to mess up. Because, like I said, the other method is just proven technology. They've been making them like that for probably decades.
yeah,
Uh, and, you know, I don't know. There's just not as much to go wrong with that as there is with the Rapid ATC. Now, of course, there's a lot more stuff you got to buy. The tool holders and air compressor and all that kind of stuff. So more upfront cost, but that's pretty good proven technology there. Uh, but there's just no way, like Paul said, just for what little piddly stuff I do, you know. Now, if you started a product and you started selling it and it took off, well, yeah, then you could quickly pay for the thing, just in a few seconds at a time you save, because all that adds up. But I know when I was running the Gatton CNC kits, even when I was running them on the Avid, uh, I purposely programmed everything to do one tool. And so I was using a 1/4 inch upcut bit. Well, when I was milling pockets, I didn't, or a bigger hole, say, I didn't just do a profile and then have that little hockey puck fly out, or I didn't want to put tabs in there. I just let it eat the material up. So that took longer. Well, if I had an automatic tool changer, I could have programmed a bigger tool to do that and do all of those places first, and then come back and, or even 2 or 3 tools, and it would have ran probably faster. But just so that I could hit cycle start and then go off, do something else, knew that I didn't have to worry about it until I heard the thing stop.
yeah.
And
I wonder if anybody. Well, they do have them in some of the industrial CNCs, but like an IDEX system, like on 3D printers where you can have multiple tool heads. But I know like the guy from Ryan from Cutting It Close on his big monster CNC, it does have multiple heads that will come down and like do the same thing. But I wonder if you could have multiple Z's on a machine, like side by side, 2, maybe 3, and knowing that that's going to take up bed space, but it would be a lot cheaper. But like you have a 1/4 inch bit in one, you have the 1/8 inch, and then you have a V bit or whatever, and you could. I don't know. That's just a thought in my brain.
yeah, I don't know. It's usually those kind of machines. I mean, have you ever seen those ones where they make guitar bodies and
No.
they'll have a thing that'll have like 4 or 5 heads on it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but they're
Well,
all making the same thing,
yeah.
you know. Um,
But if you could do them so that they're independent of it, tool head 1, tool head 2. This one goes down, it's doing, moving around, doing it's the roughing. Then it goes up, then the other one knows where it's at in space, comes down, and then does its other shit. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know if that would
That
if
would
that
be
would really be any faster or not. I guess.
an interesting thought process to play with.
Yeah.
Maybe someday I can expand on that a little more. Could be an interesting project.
John Thompson says, Dave sent you an email of an airbrush project. Trying to make me put that thing to work, John.
Yeah.
Oh, he might have sent it. I bet he sent it to the other email. I
Andy
still haven't
says
got this computer to pick up that email. Let's see if it's on my phone.
Andy says you can add an auto touch plate to set your Z after you manually change the bit for about $50. Yep, and Dave has
Yep.
one of those on his
Dave
new
has
machine.
one.
Yeah, and that's kind of the more I ran that tool setter, that's when I really kind of talked myself out of the
He
rapid
said he
change. I'm
sent
like,
it.
that thing just works so awesome.
He said he sent it to Hotmail.
Okay, that's what I figured. I can get it on my phone, but I tried to set it up here, but I don't I I'm falling behind on technology. I think when it comes to email stuff and all that, I have trouble getting it. I don't even know how I got it out there, but I do. But let's see, there it is. For some reason, I've got. Oh, let's see. He's got. Oh, there's a guitar. Oh yeah, I guess it's the same thing. Oh, I remember this guitar. I think John sent us pictures of this before. Yeah, yeah. Well, probably just keep your eye out on Facebook Marketplace. You might see my airbrush show up there, as well as my Inca box cutting jig or whatever that thing's called. But all right, well, I know with tonight was kind of a review. It's like stuff you, if you've been following me for a long time, you've probably heard me say what I said tonight about choosing a CNC. You probably heard me say that at least a dozen times. Um, but I always, don't mind repeating stuff if I know it's still relevant because, and I know it's still relevant because I still see the same thing happening in the Facebook groups.
Yep.
When some newbie comes in there and says, "Hey, what should I get?" And then you get, you ask 50 people, you get 50 different answers. But it's really up to the person to that's gonna get one to figure out what they want to do, how much space they can take up, and of course, how much money they got to spend. That's pretty much the three biggies. And then when you've narrowed that down, then you look for machines that will fit those three answers to your questions. So, all right. Well, I guess we've been at it a little over an hour. My phone's done gone off. I forgot to put it on quiet mode. So it's got rattling off here. All those reminders I have Alexa tell me that's what those are. It'll go bing, and then you look at it, it'll say, "Hey, take your medications," or "Turn on the light," or I got all kinds of reminders because I can't remember squat anymore. But all right, well, I guess we'll get out of here. Paul, did you get? Have you been fooling with your jam or no? You gonna work on that now?
Either now or tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I hope
Not in
you
any hurry.
get it going. I think I did. Well, y'all will see it if you watch the video. I'm probably going to have my um, I said I was editing a video, and it's about the golf cart thing, but it's probably going to come out probably Friday because I ran out of gas editing today. Sometimes I just
That's boring, isn't it?
yeah, it is, but. But I'm really happy with the little 3D printed Easy Go inlay thing I made. That came out really good. I think it looks pretty good on the front of the cart. Um,
After you did that, I came up with this great idea that you should have made that out of like translucent stuff and then rear lit it.
You're
So
just
you have a
Paul.
light.
You're just adding complexity to my
There's
to my simple mind.
there's a cool factor
Yeah.
involved there.
Now that's one thing I'm not planning on doing is adding the underneath lights and all that kind of stuff those guys do. They look cool and all that, but I'm more of a simple person.
Well, and you really got to think too. Are you going to be driving the thing at night?
Well, I might because I've got a pretty snazzy LED light kit on it now.
There you go.
I've got hazard lights, hazard flashers. I've got turn signals. I've got brights.
You must have bought the same kit my son bought, because
I don't
he's got
know. It
one.
was on. It was an Amazon. I don't even remember I think it was 10 LOL brand. I think, but it had a real good harness. All of it was real easy to install. Um, and it's got the little thing that bolts on the column right by the steering wheel. Just like a car. Um, but that
Anybody else ever used a pair of calipers to get an inch?
but yeah, it's working really good. And I'm so happy to like I said, I might add a brush guard later, but that wouldn't take long at all to put that on. But I'm kind of calling this project done for now. Like I said, I may break down and buy some new seats too and stuff like that, and we'll see how this thing with Jack works out. Because if he don't like riding back there, then I probably will add another rear seat back and another seat that flips down back there. But although I don't really, if he's not the passenger back there, I won't have anybody back there probably. So,
I have one of actually two of the carts that I have actually has a little truck bed.
John's got a good question here. I wonder who he could be talking about. He says, just asking, do you have brakes because someone doesn't? That's a great question, John. And yes, I not only have brakes, but I have a brake light will come on with my new fancy light kit. I've got a little pad that's screwed to my brake pedal, and it illuminates the brake lights when you step on it. So not only does the cart stop, the lights come on to let you know you stop or let
John,
whoever's behind
I
you.
will tell you that any of my golf carts that have a rear end in it has brakes,
Yeah.
and the old tractor has brakes. I've only got one thing that doesn't have brakes.
That's the thing we always remember, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, any of my golf carts that have a rear end in them, because I have two frames that don't have any rear ends in them.
Yeah. In fact, this, I said I put the AC motor system or a eco battery system in it, whatever, which actually has what they call a regen. So you get some braking just by letting off the
Yeah.
accelerator pedal. I'm not sure. I don't understand exactly how all that works, but I know I got it because I can feel it when I uh, just let off the thing. It'll start slowing down like you've got your foot on the brake.
Mhm.
Um, and I was going to say something else. Forgot what it was. But anyway, um, that seems to be working. Oh, I know what I was going to say. There's when you set all that stuff in the Eco Power app that you can set all your modes and all that. You can set the regen on that too, depending
Mhm.
because if you don't want any, you can just kind of slide the bar all the way over and turn it off, and you just coast good, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, if you are into golf carts or just want to see how mine turned out, be looking for that video coming out. You have to be looking for it because it's on the channel with like 2 subscribers or something. Now I think I've got like 67 subscribers or something. Yeah, so, but it's not like it's likely to pop up on your feed. So if you want to see it, look for a link that I post probably Friday. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. It's a big difference than what it looked like when I first got it. So
Yeah.
it is, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to. I'm only just going kind of down the street. I haven't really explored the neighborhood, but I'm ready to do that as soon as I can get the Jackster to get up there and get where he's comfortable riding with me. So, all right, well, let's get out of here, Paul. Any parting words?
Be kind to each other.
All right, do we have to?
No,
I'll try. I'll
but
try.
it sounds good.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll do my best. And Ryan, Saturday night, 9
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern Stupid Time.
Yep. Making it up as we go, and we'll be talking about all the latest videos and stuff like that have come out. There's some interesting things happening, and probably talking about dogs and stuff.
Yeah, and also the challenge you got going on or will be officially kicked off a little over
Yeah,
a week now.
yeah, just over a week until the Ranger CNC Christmas Challenge starts, and nobody participates.
So yeah, I'm hoping you get a good turnout on that.
Oh yeah, see, John's got a good question there, Dave. Do you have a squirrely dude holder for Jack on the golf cart?
I'll have to.
Hmm.
There's no doubt that. Well, there's a lot of times when we just go outside. I ask him if he wants to go outside. He will go grab one of them, and I say one of them because he currently has 4 of those things. He gets one every year for Christmas. In fact, don't tell him, but I've already got one hidden in the cabinet for this year. But yeah, and they're all, you can tell which ones are the oldest because they're in various stages of,
Yeah,
the white
dismemberment.
fuzzy foam stuff coming out of them, or what is it, the cotton or whatever that comes out of them. But yeah, I could probably make a little holder for a squirrely dude on there, and he would go around and show all the neighborhood dogs. He's like, look at me, look what I got. But yeah, I'll have to make him a holder for that. He does have, like I said, I bought even though I don't have a rear seat and a rear seat back, I did put uh, the seat cover kit that I bought has the little cup holder things that flip,
Okay.
for the back seat, and I did go ahead and put those on, just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, squirrely dude could probably ride in one of those cup holders.
Could be.
I don't know. All right, well, we're going to get out of here then. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It looks like, since how we're still getting comments on a regular basis, looks like YouTube didn't give out on us. So that's great because next week, and I'll be posting this plenty early, but next week I'm going to have a guest, I believe. It still has not been confirmed, but I'm about 99.9% sure that will work. So be looking for me posting the thumbnail and you'll see who it is, and should be a good show. Can't wait to have him on. So, all right, well, let's get out of here. Everybody say good night, and I'll see if I can scroll down here and hit the outro.
See
And we will
y'all.
see y'all later, folks. Have a good one.
Bye.